Hi, this is Sean Weaver with Six String Country, and in this lesson we'll be taking a look at the Brad Paisley arrangement of the old hymn, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. And it's an old public domain tune. It was composed in the 1800s by Charles C. Converse. And this particular arrangement comes off the album Play of Brad's. It is in drop D tuning, and also, if you've seen any of the other fingerstyle guitar videos, this one is pick and finger. So straight pick and fingers. It's a hybrid picking piece, and we'll talk a little more about that as we get into the lesson. The arrangement begins with a nice pretty arpeggio that matches the D chord, and it's stretched out in the middle of the guitar, just two strings at the 7th fret, and then the rest of the strings are going to be open. So you'll take your flat pick and you want to start with just a downstroke and hit the low 6th string, and then you're going to glide through the 5th string and the 4th string. And when you get to that 3rd string, that's where you get your 2nd finger there at the 7th fret. And then you'll glide through to the 2nd string. Your 3rd finger will be there at the 7th fret. So that's your arpeggio. And the notes of that do form a D chord. It doesn't look like a D chord that you would have learned out of Mel Bay, but it's a good D chord, and we'll actually be in this position a lot of other places throughout the arrangement as we get into the verses. But the intro begins nice and rubato in a fairly free tempo that you can interpret as you wish. And in the sheet music, I have a lot of suggestions that I included for you. I tried to make things very accurate, but a lot of suggestions as far as the left-hand fingers that you can use, as well as the right hand, particularly because this is pick and fingers. The whole hybrid picking thing used by a lot of different guitar players and a lot of different. In this section, we move on to what I'm thinking of more as the bridge of the tune, starting at measure 25, and it starts on that A chord. It sounds like a, and then it's going to continue on from there. So to get into that, you're going to be back again. We've been here before in the arrangement. Maybe a few different, a different string, a finger on the 4th string, whereas before I can't even remember. I think you were doing like out of that shape. Yeah, you've done this exact arpeggio already in the arrangement. So 7th fret, 6th fret, 5th fret, and open 5th string. And then he's going to actually pull his 1st finger back 1 fret to the 4th fret. And it's going to resolve back up to the 5th fret. So that's a note that's really doesn't necessarily belong in that key, but it's being used for tension and effect on beat 4. So in the pick, you're just dragging down 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string. And then those 3 strings together on the downbeat, on beat 1 of measure 26. And So fifth string. Brings us up to the repetition of sort of that bridge kind of part, and it's starting at measure 57. So it's going to be that part there. So getting into it, you're just going to start out with a standard A7 shape, an open chord. And there's some picking fingers involved. There's like open fifth string, then the fourth string, second string, open fifth string. So you're picking that first measure, the 57, but then after that it just goes into a lot of strumming. So measure 58, just beat 1, you strum with the downstroke, follow through with the fretted first string, and you use an upstroke there in the pick. Beat 3, A7 chord. It's like if you take an A7 chord and you just put your pinky at the 3rd fret on the high E string, it doubles the dominant 7th in terms of chord theory. And then so beat 4, go back to the open string. And then it's going to lead you into a D chord, but you're going to, instead of starting out like that, you're going to hammer onto the 2nd fret from the open string. So it'll be like that. So you're going to strum through and then do a lot of just with your pick gliding between the 6th string. Well, it'll be beat 2 to the 4th string, and then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string re-articulated in the right hand, with the followed by the 6th string open again, followed by the 2nd fret on the high E string. So it's just like you're arpeggiating the chord. And then your hand slides up to this shape that you've already used a gazillion times up to this point in the arrangement, this voicing of the D chord. And then that's beat 1, you just strum all 6 strings. Beat 2, hit the 3rd string, and that's gonna slide up to this shape. And then it'll be on beat 3, it's just the open 4th string, 11th fret of the 3rd string, and then your index finger. So that's the whole outro. Now let's go ahead and play it nice and slowly.